Without myth, we are bankrupt. We are spiritually bankrupt.
Do you believe in God? I got into a whole philosophical discourse. We're talking God with or without form, with or without gender, you know. But ask yourself that question: what's your conception of God? Do you have any idea of God? You know, what is it? Is it still the God from when you were 7 years old and going to church with your parents?
Well, let me first say that any family that raises their children in the study of the Bible knows what myths are, right? So here's our first problem. How do we tell people that the Bible, a collection of stories related to a religious faith, are myths? So the first hurdle is to be able to use the word myth without insulting somebody, you know? Oh, the Bible is a myth. Well, what they hear is, the Bible is a lie. This is not true. I afford it with the same status as, the Ovid's Metamorphoses, or the Egyptian Book of the Dead, or any of these other, texts and oral traditions.
The Epic of Gilgamesh, for example, is the oldest written myth that humankind has. Found on these clay tablets written in cuneiform, dating back 5,000 years. I mean, isn't that literature? Isn't that important?
And the real honest religious position is to deal with one's own shadow and one's own struggles. It's not just Christianity. Of course, it's happening with Islam. Now, I would say that as the world has become more and more uncertain, people wind up going more for fundamentalist ideas, because what happens then is everything is solved and everything is answered, and all you have to do is believe.
They tell us a story about when these black robes came to Canada. A long time ago they came, and they sat around these huge council fires, and everybody would tell their story. So the Lakota people were there, and they talked about how they came out of the Black Hills on purple horses before time. It was a wonderful, beautiful story. When they got through telling this long, beautiful story, everybody goes, "Oh, good story." And then the Cherokee people talked about how they came out of the cave. Everybody said, "Oh, good story," And everybody said, "Oh, beautiful story." And it came time for the black robes to tell their story, and so they told the story of Adam and Eve, in the Garden of Eden. And everybody goes, "Ooh, good story. Now I got a story." And they go, "No, no, no. No more stories. Our story is the story that you must believe." And they go, "No, wait a minute. His story was pretty good. The purple horse thing was a pretty good story. You know what I mean? I liked that story. It moved me. I felt good about that. It excited me." And I go, "No, no, 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 no. That's blasphemy. This is the story." And you go, "Wait a second. You guys, who invited you? Hey, tell these guys they gotta go, because they're not honoring everybody. There's no respect here. And take that book with you, because we can't read anyway. And if we're so busy reading that book, we got fishing to do, we got hunting to do, we got herbs to gather, we got life to live, we ain't got time to live our lives through the stories of someone else."
In my opinion, spirituality is an attempt to find the true right way of character, of honor, of doing things. The challenge is that people confuse religion with spirituality. And if you really look at a lot of the early Christian mythologies, they have nothing to do with church. Spirituality is this much more profound revealing of self with the ultimate intention to make the world a better place.